Most people try to improve their marketing by guessing or picking little pieces from 10 different offers that are working and combining them into one. They'll tweak everything, they'll adjust the offers, they'll move all of these elements around, and they'll hope that one of those things sticks, and they think it will because they've taken it from a dozen other pieces of marketing that are working. The problem is, if you don't understand the underlying structure of why people have done those things, you'll never get it to work. I spent years analyzing winning campaigns, breaking them down into their fundamental frameworks of what helps things get good results. And this has allowed me to quickly deconstruct what works and why it works so that I can rebuild it in my own business. I want to share in this video 4 of the most impactful frameworks that I've found over 12 years in this game that you can implement in your business to get more sales, better profit within a week. Let's take a look. Okay, so we're going to get into the 4 frameworks that I find to be the most impactful and the most flexible that pretty much any business can use to increase their sales. But first, I just want to have a little warning about this. Like I said in the intro there, it's very easy to go and see this sales page. These are all different sales pages, we just call it. Replace this with what you want: sales pages, VSLs, webinars, ads, whatever. And look at all of these and go, oh, do you know what? I like this bit from here. I like this bit from here. I like this bit from here. And I like this bit from here. And so people then create this weird Frankenstein type thing of all of these bits combined. And then they wonder why these things are making $1 million a year plus, and this is making nothing. If you just do that, or you just pick a piece from here and a piece from there and try and combine them together, it's not the right way to actually grow your business. Because yes, those components are part of a winning offer, but if you don't understand why they're there and what their purpose is, it's never going to work when you try to reconstruct it. You have to understand the underlying reasons. And that's really what I want to go through today. 4 of the best frameworks that help you understand the underlying reasons and recreate killer marketing so that you can just pop it into your business, no hassle. So the first one is, very selfishly, the ACCER model. This is what I use to build growth engines. And it's an acronym, and it stands for Attract, Capture, Convert, Engage, Refer. And basically, with ACCER, the golden rules are 1 asset per stage, and we focus on the model over any tactic. Because what you'll find a lot of people do is they'll have a good capture mechanism, and this might be they're running organic traffic to something, and then they have a lead magnet, and then the thank you page for the lead magnet is a low ticket offer, and then their daily emails, and then refer over here. And they're like, oh, that's great. So we'll just double down the number of traffic, or the amount of traffic that's going up here. So we'll also run Facebook, Google ads. We'll run all of these different things, and then the system breaks because this model was created for organic traffic. So if you actually want to then run this for Facebook ads and Google ads, you're going to need to change how you're attracting people, the messaging on the capture page, how you convert them, how the offer is worded. When you start just picking one tactic and optimizing it, it's a terrible way to go. Now, if you go into most people's businesses who are doing well, and you actually look at how they grow things and the system behind it all, you'll find something like this in use. And for a lot of people in the coaching space, it'll be some kind of Facebook ads to a VSL or webinar. And at the end of the webinar, there's a close or a book a call. And then they'll continue with an ascension sequence here, and then they'll get you to leave a testimonial. Right? I could keep going with all of this. People will drive you to their e-commerce website through ads here, and then they'll have a discount up here. And then that discount will push you to make a first purchase. And then they'll keep emailing you once a week. It'll be a weekly email. And then testimonials or reviews on a third-party site here. But once you understand that, go and look at a lot of big brand marketing, and you can break it down into these things. They have one mechanism that attracts people, gets their offer in front of them, one mechanism that captures their details and then pushes them through to the conversion stage, one mechanism to actually turn a lead into a paying customer, one mechanism to keep those customers engaged and keep them coming back to buy again and again, and then one mechanism to really boost their visibility in a way that they can attract more leads, whether it's refer a friend, review on a third-party site, whatever. But you can break down the vast majority of brands into an ACCER model. And when you build these, and obviously one model doesn't a business make, you can scale a single model. We've scaled them up to about $2.5 million per year. But what you can do is you can have one model here, and like, this is the Facebook ads funnel for this. We're going to replicate this for the same offer, but we're going to do it through Google ads. What you would do with this is you would take of this up here, you would replicate the whole thing, and you would put it over here for Google Ads, and then you would adapt everything for Google Ads. It would be separate. And you might be able to duplicate 80% of it, but a lot of the messaging, a lot of all of this stuff will have to be specific for Google Ads. And if I'm saying this just from a very high level, like Facebook ads are push marketing. Somebody's scrolling on Facebook and they see your ad, it's got to be compelling enough to bring them in. Google search ads are pull marketing. Somebody searching for best blue shoes to go running in, and basically you want blue running shoes to be at the top, so you're pulling in that interest. Two different things. You can't just then have the exact same funnel and just switch out the front end for ads, right? It's got to be built, each system. You can replicate a lot of it, but it has to be specific. So go and look at the marketing that you like and you see out there that seems to be effective, and you'll notice that they have very simple funnels like this. Of course, there's more nuance in there than this, but this is the core of most successful marketing strategies, right? An ACCER model. Next one that I want to look at is AIDA, which is a copywriting formula. And this is one of the formulas that like everybody has used at some point. And some people are like, oh, AIDA doesn't work anymore or whatever. It's bullshit. This just works because it is based around basic human psychology about what gets us interested in all of this. And I'm going to run through it very briefly here. But if you're going to learn any copy framework, learn AIDA. It's the most flexible. It works everywhere else. You can also learn PAS, problem agitation solution. There's all of these other ones as well where people have adapted AIDA or adapted PAS. But this is like a really good one that will work in 90% of the situations out there. If you can learn how to do AIDA, you're covered for most situations. And essentially, all that you do with AIDA is, very beginning, the attention. Nowadays, it would be stop the scroll, right? What can you do to get somebody to stop what they're doing and be like, oh my God, that seems interesting. So you're trying to stop the scroll because a lot of people are on social or on websites and things. So you want to stop them and grab their attention. Back in the day, it would have been headlines that would get them to read more. What I think also works really here is open curiosity loop. And so the best example of this are clickbait headlines where it's like the top 10 whatever, you won't believe number 7. And then you're like, what is number 7? I'll have to go read it now. You've opened that curiosity loop. Humans are naturally curious. If you give a hint of something but you don't give the whole thing, they're going to want to read it to read the rest. And so that's all it is. Good copy, good marketing, you're just getting people to the next bit. Opening a curiosity loop, make sure that they take that next step with you. Next, you want to build interest. What I find works really well here is stats or agitation, something like this that makes them go, oh, hint at transformation. Something like this, okay? So stats would be 27% of businesses are losing money by doing this one silly thing. And they're like, what's the one silly thing? Wow, it seems legit because they've got stats in there. That's a big percentage of businesses there. Agitation. If you've opened with a problem opening for the attention, then you agitate that pain. You make them really feel it. Oh, if you're failing to do this and it's causing you this, I know how it feels. Every day you wake up and it's like this, and they're like, yeah, that's exactly how it feels. So you get them really interested. Hint at the transformation. I'm going to share with you, big in YouTube videos this, you're going to hook attention, and that might be like, here are the best 4 marketing frameworks to help you make $1 million this year. I'm going to share with you the only 4 things that you need to implement in your business to make an extra $500,000 this year. Let's get into it. So you're hinting that there's more to come, that they need to stay engaged with you to get that. Desire, here you get detailed on what it will do, as in will do for them. So what's that transformation? Once you've implemented this, you'll be able to ABC, make it specific. A lot of people go really high level and generic with this. They'll say stuff like, you'll run a better business. And it's like, you'll make double the money working only 2 hours per day, which means that you can sit on a beachfront sipping Mai Tais or something. Make it specific. Make it so that they can envision what it is. Build that desire of the end transformation, not of how you achieve it, but of what it creates for them. And then action is what to do. Right, so you've grabbed their attention, you've built interest, you've created desire in this product. What do they do now? Click here, buy this, go here, go now, whatever. Really simple. And there's a lot of variation that you can build into AIDA. But from a high level, this is what you want to be aiming for, because this just hits those human psychological principles of, hey, this is the attention. I've grabbed your attention. You want to read more? Oh, now you're interested. Great. Here's what it can do for you. Don't you want this? Here's how you get it. Done. Lots of variation and lots of flexibility within the framework, which we can get into another time. If you want me to do that, drop a comment and I'll do a full video on AIDA. But essentially, this is what you need to be using for a lot of the copy that you do. I build all of my YouTube scripts around this, and yeah, it works. Next one, hero's journey. Now this is really good for a lot of like story-based marketing. And you'll see this in everything. It works in movies, it works in marketing, VSLs, webinars, all of this kind of stuff. And it's very simple from a high level. So essentially, you are building the concept of a journey of the hero, and the customer, the end user, should see themselves as that hero. Okay, so you're basically mapping out what it's going to be like for them. So the ordinary world, it's very similar to AIDA. This is where they are now, before they've used your product, before they found you, before they've done anything with you. So it's now. And you're like, oh, this is what's happening day to day. And they're like, yeah, that's not what the day to day is. What made them realize that they needed to make a change? There will be something that happens in the ideal customer's life where I can't deal with this anymore. I have to make a change. What is that? What is it that called them to that adventure? And then they go on the adventure, and the adventure is not easy. And then it's struggle and transformation. So essentially, they're going to face a lot of different challenges along the way, and you explain what those challenges will be. However, they can also overcome them and have a transformation. And how do they overcome them? With whatever it is that you're giving them. It's going to enable them to overcome the challenges that they face, which will give them the transformation that they want. And so this is challenges. And then victory is the end state. What is the transformation that you're providing? So we've gone from where they are now to where they want to be. Lots of huge brands use this in their marketing very effectively, and you should look at using this. They tell the stories of the transformation that connect emotionally with their users, because people often buy from a place of emotion. They justify with logic, but they go from emotion. And this way you can say, you can build it around them, their lives, and how it's going to change. Some of the best ones are Nike, and it's a struggling person. They got these things, and now look at them. Whoa. And it really creates like a good emotional feeling in you, and it's that hero's journey. It's a really great thing to use in your marketing. The final framework that I want to look through is the 4 U's of headlines. So it doesn't matter whether you're doing traditional print copy, whether you're doing YouTube, whether you're doing Facebook ads, whatever. The headline is the most important thing. On YouTube, it's headline and thumbnail. On Facebook ads, it's like the first few lines of copy. On social organic, first few lines of copy. Blogs, it's the headline, right? This is what's going to get people to pay attention to you. If you have terrible headlines, the rest of it's useless. And a lot of people don't seem to realize that, and I hate to paraphrase better marketers than me from the past, but everybody knows like the Ogilvy quotes about headlines spending 80 cents of your dollar and all of this. The fact is, if the headline's crap, the rest of the piece is useless, whether it's video, written, whatever. Headline has to be on it. And one of the best ways to identify whether or not your headline is going to hit is to run it through the 4 U's. Now, I would recommend that you try and hit at least 3 of these. And so, is the headline unique? We'll go through some examples in a minute. Is this something where people are like, oh, I've not seen something like that before? Again, gets that curiosity. Is it ultra specific? Is there something in there where people are like, I can actually understand what the end result of that is, like specifically? Vagaries don't really convince anybody. Very specific numbers do. Is it urgent? Do they have to take action with this right now? Is it useful? Does it provide like clear value to the user? Now, like I said, I would try and get at least 3 of these in. And you'll see this all the time. So let's do some examples. So the simple 3-step system, it's ultra specific. To double your sales in 30 days. It's urgent. We've got 30 days in there. If they take action now, they'll get some stuff. It's useful because they want to double their sales, right? It's got everything that is good in there. It provides clear value, doubling sales. It's ultra specific, 3-step system. It's urgent, 30 days. Done. Really good on that front. It's a bit of a weak one because I'm just coming up with these. What I found works really well for ultra specific as well is if you're in, like me, BizOp, business opportunities, put a dollar amount on things. I put one recently, which was like, how we helped somebody generate $14,000 in 2 weeks. That on social did way more numbers than most others, because if you lead with that, this simple, I can't remember exactly what it was, but it was like the 4-step hesitation removal system that generated $14,000 in 2 weeks to a dormant email list. Something like that. It's unique, it's ultra specific. Nobody talks about hesitation removal. It's ultra specific. We did 14K. It wasn't urgent really, but it was useful because the people are going to get some value out of that. So run it through those 4 U's and you can immediately improve the value of your headlines and the clickability of those headlines to get more people to check out the actual content. So those are the 4 frameworks that I tend to just lean on when I'm creating something, like 4U's to get people in, AIDA to make sure that they read it all through, ACCER for the underlying system. And if there's some kind of story element, it has to be around like the hero's journey. Okay, those 4 frameworks will help you improve your marketing to be better than 90% of people out there. But there's something that you can do to become even better. And this is the best way to learn, just to analyze everything. Most people get analysis wrong. So I do a lot of analysis of frameworks and all of this sort of stuff in the Growth Models Plus community. And you can get access to all of those videos if you want to go in, and all the frameworks and templates that I create around this, and the AI assistants that I train on these templates. But what I do is I'll go, and if I see a good ad, I'll stop and I'll read it, and I'll say to myself, rather than just going, that's a good ad, I'll actually actively read and look at that ad. So here's what I mean. So I'll look and I'll actually say, what is this section? What is this headline? What is this doing? Oh, they're describing this. They're making me feel like they understand my pain. They're saying that they're an everyman, just like me. I'll read through it section by section, and I'll look to try and understand what each section is doing. And then I'll ask myself, why? Why are they doing that? Why are they making it feel like they understand me here? Why are they not doing that earlier? Why are they not doing it later? Why are they doing it here? Oh, that's because of this. Why are they having that ad run to that page? Why is that promise that when that ad was saying this promise? What are they trying to achieve? And when you look at things and you start to analyze what they're doing and why they're doing it, your own understanding of the frameworks behind things will increase exponentially. Not only will that mean that you can spot those frameworks and patterns more quickly in other people's marketing, so you can quickly understand where to improve them, but also it means that when you come to create your own things, you'll be able to create them much faster. So I love doing this and just breaking things down, and I try and do a couple of these a week because it's really good practice for yourself. But you have to make sure that you focus on the what and the why. Reading an ad, reading a sales page, it's not really enough unless you're trying to understand what it is and why they're doing it. That's the best way to learn. And you can go anywhere and learn this. You can look at YouTube videos. You can look at Facebook ad library. You can look at anything, print ads, whatever. Just try and understand why they're doing it that way and what it is exactly that they're doing. So if you want to level up your ability to get better gains fast with marketing, start reverse engineering the best examples that you come across in day-to-day life. Look at what they're doing, why they're doing it. Once you see those patterns, you can replicate them and win, and rebuild them for yourself, basically. And if you want to make it easier for yourself, check out Growth Models Plus, because I have a ton of my own templates in there that I've built by doing this. I do a couple of video analysis of successful funnels and things every week. And there's tons of breakdowns and everything. And like I said, AI assistants that I've built around these frameworks so that you can easily get the result without having to do the work. If you want to, there's a link in the description to check it out. Any other questions, just drop them in the comments below, and I will see you in the next one.